Happy New Year, enamel enthusiasts. It is I, Sandra McEwen, with another engaging and exciting video. We are going to take a little break from our tutorial series and talk about a very new, exciting color palette that has just recently become available to, I think, all over the world they will ship. It is a Japanese brand of enamel called Hirosawa, and I hope that's how we pronounce it. Let me know if I'm incorrect. And I have, for myself, for Christmas, I purchased the 87 small sample pack and spent a lovely and engaging week making sample strips of the entire series. And I'm going to give you my review. There's some high points, a few low points, mostly high points. I love this. These colors are very exciting. But I'm going to kind of go blow by blow and kind of point out what I found kind of interesting and give you some observations about them. So let's get started. Oh, before we do, let me tell you where to buy them. You can get them at enamelartsupply.com, and I do believe they ship worldwide. So place your orders soon. I'm sure they're going to be inundated with orders. But before we go into the newer palette, let me show you my existing color palette. And these are the colors that I use every day. So this is kind of like the winner's boards of colors, and these are almost entirely Ninomiya colors and a nice kind of chunk of discontinued Thompsons. So you can see I have a lot of colors that I'm already working with, but there were some areas that I was feeling a little weak, and so I was definitely hoping to fill in some gaps in my existing portfolio of colors. And so let's find out what we got. Let's start with the big winner of this entire series. And I know it's going to come as a surprise because everyone is so excited to hear all about the pinks and the reds. But what I was looking for, kind of like the magic unicorn that I was looking for, which I got, were these three lovely, lovely yellows. Yellow is such a difficult color to find. Now that you're not allowed to make enamel out of depleted geranium, yellow is just getting a really pure yellow that's not too green and not too brown is a little difficult. So the winners literally are these three yellows. I'll tell you the names of them. Oh, S12 yellow. I bet this is S12A yellow light. And guess it, S12 AA yellow pale. That's their symbol of, dark, medium, light. And I just love them. So these are definitely the winners. And you can see like my existing yellow. This is my kind of go-to yellow, which is that Ninomiya, my very pale yellow. I think that's, what is that, H24. That'll fit just nicely right in there. So I'm so excited, especially about this super pale yellow and this really nice intense yellow, because before that, there really was a kind of like, there's this green one, which has a little, see how much greener this is? And then I had kind of, this kind of opaly one. So it's really nice to have a really vibrant sun yellow. So here is the winner of all of them. S12. Congratulations, S12. We should have a round of applause because to be honest, this one color makes all that entire week worth of samples. I was looking for this, so I was really pleased to find it. So hooray for the yellows. But of course, yes, there were some wonderful pinks as well. In second place for the most wonderful and lovely colors in this palette, according to yours truly, are these lovely, lovely middle pinks. Because I have in my existing palette, I've got a lot of really nice light pinks. I mean, this is a Ninomiya, and I've got a lot of like really dark pinks. And so I was really looking for some pinks that would really bridge the gap and be kind of nice middle pinks. And these are all really lovely, and for the most part it looks like they really play well with the silver. I'm going to say that perhaps the one I like the best is this one right here. Let's see what it is. It is S111 Coral Pink. Congratulations, Coral Pink. You look lovely. Definitely going to be using you. This one looks really nice too. This is the Direct Pink, ST011. And then, of course, I guess I'll introduce all of them. So these are the ones that I think are really the ones that are filling in the blank areas in my current palette. But I really like this one. It's a really, like, look at that. It's just really vivid. It's almost halfway between a pink and a red, like a really lovely magenta color. And it is Special Red 185. Oh, sorry, it's hard to know. The handwriting was with the S's and the 5s. Let's just call it ambivalent. So I'm going to go with S. H18S, and that H just means Hiawatha. So that was kind of how I labeled them. So I'm really looking forward to this. It looks like it's a little bit, I probably would use the gold wires with it just because I can see it's a little reactive to the silver. But this one looks lovely too. Oh, another direct red. Were they both direct reds? No, Special Red and direct red. We're gonna get into my opinions about the naming conventions of these later, but this is the other one that's really pretty, a little bit more reactive than the others, and this is S11B Pink Deep. So this is, I'm probably gonna use all of these, but definitely these are gonna be, I'm very excited about those. So hooray for those pinks. And here are the Blushy Pinks. And I am particularly excited. These two pinks are fine. I can see that they're a little reactive, but they're very lovely colors. But the winner with the Blushy Pinks are these two extra pale pinks. This one is, it's so lovely. Oh, it's soft purple, but you know what? I'm calling it a pink because it's reading as a pink to me. S172B soft purple, super blushy pink, and look how well it plays with the silver. It's just glorious. And then its companion, who's just even a hair lighter, I wonder if it's Special Pink. Oh, it's soft pink. I should have just written these down. This is S172A soft pink. Lovely, lovely. So I can see how that's going to work. Let me bring in, this is my Ninomiya. Look how, this is a Ninomiya color, which is one of my favorite. We just used it if you did my Lotus Blossom. You used the G701 light pink for silver. And I'm really excited to see how these play with each other. And it's going to be nice. Oh, and where's the other pink that I have. This is also a Ninomiya. Looks like all of these are going to, probably would do it like this. Doom, 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 doom will be lovely. This is a Ninomiya. This is the SL5, the $1 million pink, as it were. So, but I think that they're going to really incorporate really well into my existing pinks, and we'll see how these kind of stepsister pinks do. There's so many pinks, and they can just be so temperamental. So we will see how it all works out. And our third and final hero of this entire color palette, for me anyway, are these just delightful shades of gray. And I love grays, and I feel like could you ever have too many shades of gray? And what I love about this particular range of grays is I don't already have them. I have some really dark grays and I've got some light grays, but these are very, very neutral, and they're very warm, which I like. Some of the gray Ninomiya tends to be a little bit on the blue side, and these I love because they're really warm grays. And look at this lovely transition. You have the entire range from kind of a middle gray all the way to, would you even know that was gray? It's so light. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. And I guess I could tell you what they are. They are gray. S9B. And you'll notice that there is definitely an order here. S9, S9A, S9 AA, and guess what this one is? S9 AAA, gray tint. They're just really lovely. And my existing grays, these are my Ninomiya kind of dark grays here. They'll just work really, see, like I had these really dark grays, and now I've got the full range, and of course I have a few ones to kind of fill in, but I'm really looking forward to doing, seriously, there's going to be some gargoyles because I'm loving these grays. So welcome to the family, these lovely grays, welcome. So hooray for gray. And that brings us to what I think is the greatest strength of this entire color palette. These extra pale shades of all the colors. I've picked all the pale ones. I was missing some really light colors in my palette, and we have a few, yes, but what I think is really the greatest strength of the Hirosawa palette are just their incredibly subtle pale colors. And you know me, I love bold colors, but these, look at them. I mean, they're just so, like, if these are all different ranges, and if you wanted to do a sunset, or you could really do a really sophisticated and muted palette and have an entire range of colors. So I'm probably not going to introduce them to all of you, but these are just so basically all the AAA colors or the AA. They just are just lovely. Like this one is a lovely blue, and it is Aqua Light S3A. So and look how well they play. Like they work so well with the silver. I'm very excited to do some really subtle. I'm going to try to be subtle, but we'll see. I'm going to do some subtle things, I promise. So, but I think ultimately the greatest strength and what you should definitely be looking out for are all these really pale colors, because they're just lovely. But there were a few very minor disappointments for me. I'm like dun 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 dun. I don't want to even introduce you to them. And I say disappointments mostly because I love a really rich ruby red, and I felt that the two reds, there were actually a few reds available, they didn't really wow me. They seem a little, I hate to say it, but just kind of a little bland. I really love a vivid red, but I have plenty of reds already to work with. So, my favorite two reds that I love working with are the Nino Mia reds. This is the L 21, not LT anymore. And then this is, I think, a raspberry. So there are reds available. I wouldn't look towards these to give you that perfect ruby red. They tend to be a little bit on the orange side. So that was a little bit of a disappointment. But they do have a whole range, and some of these are labeled as red and some of them are orange. I'm going to put them all in. These are, if you're going to be working, I would recommend, these yellows are nice, but look at how reactive these all are to the silver. So if you look at it, let me hold my hand up, over the gold, just beautiful. So I would certainly use all of these oranges and reds, would look really nice. And I'm planning on using them over gold with gold wire, but I'd be a little hesitant to use these with silver wire, just because, especially like these, it's a really pretty yellow, but it's pretty reactive. So I think that would probably be really there's one more minor disappointment, but so this is kind of, I wouldn't look towards this palette for your rich ruby reds. Go for the pinks, the blushy colors will certainly be, that's where the power is in this. Let's talk about the greens for a moment. I thought there just weren't that many greens. There's definitely some more greens. I'm going to put them up. They tend to be, I'm going to classify them as blue greens. And so that's why we're not going to be really talking about these colors right here. But the ones that I would classify as like a true green, even I think this one is more of a blue green, so we're going to pull that. Not that much to go by, and they tend to be very cool. These are the three greens that are kind of more appley green, and these are very cool greens. So I was a little disappointed that there wasn't more of a green selection, although I have so many greens, but I love green. But that being said, oh my gosh, this green is delicious. I love it. It is lime green. It's one of the unusual ones that has an actual name, S104. Just really a nice green. Love it. I'm going to probably save these three greens because, I like warm greens. And then these are beautiful. They're cool and nice. But, would have wanted a little bit more on the green side. The blues. Nice selection of blues. What I like about them is they have a really nice, I think this one probably goes over here. Let me arrange them. They have a really nice aquamarine blue, which is kind of this cooler blue, which I love. And you know, a nice rich cobalt all the way through. I bet this is an aquamarine too. I probably should have organized them visually first, but you can see they're kind of broken into this cool aquamarine, and then these kind of marine blues here, and then a whole nice selection, and we'll call them greenish blues. Really nice, a good selection, and a nice variation in palette. So exciting. This one looks exciting to me. I'm probably definitely going to be using this because I was in need of kind of a cool pale blue, and that is, look, it's ultramarine pale, S13A. I'll definitely be using that. And probably this one as well. This is a nice middle. Middle blues are hard to find as well. So this is a nice color that I'm going to be using a lot of. It is, guess what? Ultramarine, S13B. Love it, love it. So welcome to the family. These are exciting. You know, I have a ton of these colors. We'll see. I'm certainly going to work them into the palette because they're just really nice, especially if you like to do underwater scenes. Look at all these lovely shades of kind of blue-green watery things. So a nice selection of blues. There were not a whole lot of purples either, but there were some really interesting purples. For the most part, I have a lot of purples already, and so, but there were two that kind of stood out for me. Plus, these pale purples are always really lovely. I thought this was a really pretty one, lovely, lovely. But look how reactive that is, which is unfortunate because look how kind of glowy it is. That is the gold red violet. Unsurprising that it is a little reactive to the silver, but that was a little disappointing because whenever you see a lovely color like that, I'm like, oh, that is so luscious. But even like the specks of, you know, where going straight through the clear, I probably wouldn't use this purple. I just probably wouldn't use it. It looks a little too reactive for me, and it's too bad because it's a really nice kind of like perfect purple. So we're gonna set that one aside. You are banished, little purple. But look at these lovely ones. These two I love. We have kind of a red purple and a grapey purple. I will definitely fold these in. This is, let's see, this is H91 red violet middle, lovely. And then the grapey one is H82 violet blue middle, lovely. So definitely use those. And then these kind of four middle ones are nice, you know, nothing to write home about. This one's a little reactive too, see that? So it's probably gonna get banished, but these seem really nice. And then these, so we basically have, let's just put them in the right order. Here we go, which they do really well, just like that. So you've got a nice selection of red purples and a nice selection of blue purples. Nice, nice. So I would definitely use these. And last but not least, we have some browns to look at. You know, actually I should say that a few of these browns I thought were perfectly charming. These two are nice and rich. This one's nice. They're kind of yellow. These are kind of yellowy, yellow browns, and then these are kind of cooler, more maroon, reddish browns. You know, I thought they were fine. How's that? Fine. This one is unfortunate. Look at for a brown to be reactive like that. Although it's pretty over the gold, so it's not getting written off. But gold deep brown, H34. You're on probation. But these browns are nice. I'm sure I'll definitely be able to fold at least some of them in. But that being said, they're fine. So many of these colors are so similar to other colors that I just kind of picked out a few that would be good replacements. So especially with Thompson Enamel, the discontinued, everyone's scrambles for them when they can get them, but some of these colors would be a really good replacement. And so I just picked out a few of these, and they're not perfect matches, but they would be seriously close enough that I would certainly switch them out. And the first one is one of my favorite purples, is a discontinued Thompson called 356 Concord. It's just a beautiful grape. And this is almost, I think it's probably the closest of everything. So goodbye, Thompson, old Thompson. When you run out, I will weep sad tears, but I will also replace you with your new modern counterpart, which would be H82 violet blue middle. So that's nice to know, because this was, a finite resource, and now we've got that. Let's see what else we have. This one is, I believe it's a Ninomiya that was discontinued. 151A teal, which is, oh, I love this shade of teal. And this is really, really close. It's just a hair darker. So if you want just a little bit lighter, it has just the right color. So I will definitely, I probably have like 1 ounce of this teal left. So I'll be switching it with this one, which is the S173 Marine Blue. So that will be nice as well. And then also we have like a pink that I like. This is a 676 Raspberry. It is also a discontinued Thompson, but it is almost a perfect match for this pink right here, which is the direct red. Yes, 005 direct red. So this will definitely be getting put into rotation as well. And then we have some cooler colors. This one is, what is this? Oh, this is an Ninomiya that I use all the time. That I just thought that this was also a good, it is very light blue, L69. This is also a similar, kind of a really pale purple blue. The Ultramarine Pale will be, if you can't find the L69, you can certainly switch this one out. Same goes for, this is also N41, the pale green. These are very close as well. This is Ninomiya on the left, and this is the S4 yellow green is a good, so I use this is kind of a go-to green, so it's nice to kind of have 2 options for a very similar green. And finally, this one is H55 Chrome Green Medium. This is the Hirosawa Enamel, and this is a lovely discontinued Thompson 121 Emerald. So they are very similar, and I use this emerald a lot. So it was nice to see that there's going to be, there's nice replacements. So colors don't, just because it's discontinued doesn't mean that it is not available through a more modern supplier. So I just wanted to kind of, so always be looking at the colors and comparing, and it gives you lots of opportunities to move forward and not be tied to something that may not be available for much longer. So there you have it with that. And finally, this is going to be, I feel bad about even making this as a criticism, because I totally understand that these are Japanese, but I am going to comment on the names of some of these colors. I totally get that these are all ultramarine. We have ultramarine 4, ultramarine deep, ultramarine, ultramarine 8, ultramarine pale. Like, those are perfectly fine because they're all in the same color family. I'm willing to forgive that. But then we have all these blues, and they're so, I wish that they just would name them something a little bit more descriptive, because you've got marine blue, marine blue, marine blue pale, that's fair, aquamarine, aqua navy blue deep, aqua navy blue aqua, soft aqua. So it can be a little bit confusing, and I wish that someone had spent a little bit more time coming up with some different names, because some of them actually do have names. Chrome medium green, perfect, I love it. There's Hiwa green as well. That's what I love about, that's what I'm going to really miss about the old Thompson, is they have such wonderful descriptive names. So seriously, aqua navy blue deep, navy blue aqua, I mean, it's a little insanity, but maybe unfair. So you can take that criticism as, neither here nor there, but I've already confused myself over all these different colors of blue, and I'll probably just refer to them entirely by their number, which is a disappointment, because you've got some beautiful peacock blues. A little bit more description would be lovely, but that is, I swear, the last negative thing I'm going to say about this wonderful, wonderful palette. They should fly me to Japan, and I will name all these shades of blue, and they will not be disappointed. Anyway, love these blues, even though they have kind of unoriginal names. Oh, I did have one other thing, and this is not one of those Japanese, but it is from the same place, and it is one of my new very favorite colors that I just wanted to also tell you about, because you can also buy it from that same website, which is enamelartsupply.com. This is, look at this opalescent, it's just lovely, and it is T8 Blythe Blossom Opal White. Blossom Opal White, and that's even a nice name. And it is a really beautiful opalescent. So while you're buying all of your colors, you might as well pick up some of this lovely Blythe T8 Blossom Opal White, because delicious. I could eat this right now. It's so good. And I'm not even really good at opalescence, and look how nice that turned out. Just me throwing it in the kiln without, kind of like willy-nilly, without much consideration. And I feel like I got a nice opalescent from it. So that's telling you something about the quality of this lovely opalescent. I think it'd be nice with some of these other colors. So I'm definitely going to be using all of these colors moving forward. And our next project will be using a lot of these colors. So not just the pinks. I haven't even decided what colors that we're going to be using. Who knows? It'll be coming soon. It's going to be a pair of earrings, and that will be coming in, what is the next month? January. Yes. See, now look, they're all like sitting here on the floor, and I'm going to have to spend an hour. Oh, it's going to be such a tedious hour putting them all back together, rearranging them, incorporating these into my existing color palette. So thank you guys, and I hope you didn't think I was too unkind, because I really love these colors, and I'm always excited and enthusiastic about finding new colors. And I had the best time making these strips. And don't you love, like, look, it's all on magnets. So let me recommend putting your strips on magnets, because it makes them really easy to use and also to play with in a really fun way. So thanks so much for joining me. I hope you have a wonderful new year, and I will be back in 2 weeks with another tutorial, pair of earrings. It's going to be exciting. Don't forget to go to my website and sign up for a class if you want to come to Raleigh and take a workshop with me. Right now we are booked up through June, so moving forward, if you have plans for later in the year, please don't hesitate to sign up, because they are apparently filling up pretty fast. So just give me a call and we will get you signed up to come to beautiful Raleigh, North Carolina, and take a workshop. Again, you can buy these lovely Hirosawa colors at enamelartsupply.com. Yes, I'm going to go put my order in right now before all of you get your order, just to make sure there's some left, because I'm definitely going to be placing a pretty big order. Anyway, love you guys. Bye-bye.